What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Etheria restart video. It's finally time. The developer update is here. I wasn't sure if it was going to start at 9 p.m. my time or 10, but seems like it's a little early, and let's go ahead and check it out together. I haven't seen anything just yet. This literally just went live, so this is the big, huge announcement we've been waiting for. Let's check it out together. All right, so they go, hey, hyperlinkers. We know it's been a while since you directly heard from us. We want to say thank you. We've seen the feedback, PvP, time investment, all of that stuff. We're making major strides behind the scenes to keep improving the game. All right, that's good. Today, I want to give you a transparent look at what's coming soon. So it's like, maybe this is like a roadmap. Okay, interesting. Improving communication and community involvement. We're committing to more active dialogue within the community. All right, this is very good. I think a lot of the mishaps and frustration a lot of times comes down to communication. We will be discussing the RTA meta, and we'll be asking for your thoughts and contributions on the topic. Previously, we had nerf Revelation due to many community complaints, but this came with many consequences, right? Now that Revelation is nerfed, bruisers are too strong, and you see a lot of bruiser versus bruiser matches, which a lot of people are not a fan of. We want to be very careful of bouncing out the meta and hearing your voices. Okay. Especially as the experience between top player and casual players can differ greatly and create a complex challenge to overcome. That's very interesting. Let me know in the comments, guys, if y'all believe a game should balance around there. Let's say in this game it's called Mythic. That's like your top 100. Maybe even Master. Let's say, should they balance around like the Master, Mythic, RTA top players? Or should they try to seek a balance that kind of encompasses all PvP players, that includes Platinum and Gold? And the reason I ask is there's no right answer. Honest to God. I've played many of these competitive RTA gacha games for 5, 6, 7+ years, and a lot of times you can balance for your top RTA ranked players, or you can balance for the whole, and I've seen ups and downs for both. So I'm really not sure where we're going to go with that. In general, I think the start of the game, we should try to bounce around the entirety of the player base, especially to get people pushed into higher ranks. And then once we get an established amount of players, then you can maybe start looking at the really dedicated top ranks to try to balance a little more from their perspective. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if there's a right answer to this. Time sync solutions in the process. We hear you. The endgame grind can feel a chore. Yes, Jesus, it can be very, very tiresome, especially when there are many tasks. We're exploring ways to preserve the health of early game autoing while introducing smarter, less time-intensive farming options for the late game. All right, that sounds good. Available auto clears in the early can be risky as new players tend to be less efficient when using resources and have more knowledge. Okay. I don't think it's that deep, but okay. Ember Trek. Commenting on your fears. I continue to repeat this game mode. Guys, this last Ember Trek, if you haven't done it, not only does it just take a long time because of all the floors that we've already done many times, but Stardy and the RNG this time around was very, very difficult. Don't wait till last minute, essentially. We do believe having game mode where you're able to see the main character and Chaka interact and move around is important. This might be a hot take, guys. I could care less about this. I know they monetize some of the game around like Chaku ring skins, and your main character can have different outfits. No offense to Etheria, but this is so uninteresting to me, and I feel like it hasn't really been fleshed out enough. It's like a side. It's not even a side thing at this point. I feel like they should really stop even trying to make this a thing, or if they want, they need to introduce it to more modes or something. Just for Ember Trek, you can't even use your skins, by the way, in Ember Trek. You have like that battle outfit on for your main character. I mean, our current solution will be implementing the next reset will be able to auto clear previously completed levels under the normal difficulty. You only need to fight the last floor boss manually. For now, hard difficulty. Okay, so they're gonna cut about we get cut in half, so we get to clear normal, full, and then hard mode we'll have to do all the floors. I think that's an okay compromise. I would have liked them to kind of remove all the floors between normal and hard that aren't like bosses, but sure. Anything that reduces the total amount of playtime, I will accept. Anti-sync Echoes and Union Boss. These two will be supporting X5 Battle. Okay. I think for Union Boss, that'll definitely speed things up. I really hope they would add this for Threshold farming during the 2X event. But I don't know if... it doesn't seem like they're going to add that there, but alright. Healthier monetization approach. Future purchases will focus more on value, choice, and utility. Stamina packs, offering cheap daily stamina packs. That's good. Potential adjustments to what is currently available in our weekly shops. How about skins, which is what we have here? We know a few unique anime skins are already in the works. Okay. That, guys, just that news alone is pretty exciting. That means it's not going to be a recolor. It sounds like a unique anime skin. So thank God. Let's start monetizing these skins. I will definitely purchase some if that helps the, if that helps the game out. PvP meta in real-time arena. We'll be collaborating directly with top RTA players in the wider communities, evaluate and address meta concerns. A mid-season balance patch is under heavy consideration. Although we have stated previously that we'd only make adjustments between seasons, which went out the window with Lillian buffs, by the way. We already shown just recently with Lillian. Okay, they said it. Sorry. I was being a little snarky, and they said it themselves. That we were open to adjustments as long as it feels necessary. Something has not been met during our expectations, or during our design expectations. Back to the original topic. After receiving lots of feedback from our community, we believe it may be better to avoid waiting 2 months to fix major pains. I think so, too. In our last season adjustment, we had Nerf Revelation. Yes. Although this change was heavily requested within the community, it came with unexpected consequences that allowed bruisers to dominate. Unfortunately, sometimes during testing, we not always be able to predict. I do give them a pass on this, guys. Even if you could kind of foresee this was going to happen, as the developer, you know, you need to make sure, and it's better to be, you can fix things later instead of jumping the gun early and nerfing like all of Bloodbath and Bruisers. It could have probably been okay to nerf Bloodbath at the same time, but I don't think they had enough data to back it without enough Revelation nerf testing. Many would argue the current meta is much less engaging than the previous season. Yeah. Okay, so that seems good. We encourage feedback, posts, thought potential mid-season balance patch should look like. We would appreciate input from both high level and who are more casual. Kind of brings us back to the question on like how what they're gonna bounce around, if it's more from the top end feedback or just in the entire player base. But I think we should definitely take a look at both how strong bruisers are. Like, I don't know why we buffed Holden of all things, as well as some other bruisers. I think Bloodbath is a little too strong, could be toned down. PvP only, keep Bloodbath the same for PvE. That way players that invest in a Bloodbath can still use it in Rango. And by the way, I hope they nerf Rango in this patch notes. Other than that, I do think some control units also need to be looked at, especially when you don't have access to units like Lilium or Doki Doki. Sometimes it can be impressive to be controlled the entire match by Kazuo, Obol, and a few others. So I'd like to see if they're going to tone down bruisers, that's fine. I think bruisers definitely need to be toned down. Maybe even healers. Some of the healers should be a little less powerful. But look at some control units as well. If y'all haven't been 1v4'd by a Kazuo, it's going to happen to you. Let's see. Bloodbath slightly. And PvP only. Damn. Okay, guys. They kind of getting ahead of me here. All the thoughts I was thinking. Buffing unused DPS shells. That's cool. Reverting our previous Revelation nerf if it's requested enough. All right. Now, they need to be careful reverting the previous Revelation nerf if they also nerf Bloodbath, because then we're kind of back to... We're even worse than Ground Zero or the starting base. Because then we have a nerf Bloodbath, and then Revelation goes back to starting. Maybe revert some of the Revelation nerf, and then definitely nerf Bloodbath too. I think that's kind of a nice in-between. They can adjust it so that it's not literally just back to normal, where, you know, Revelation comes back, and then Bloodbath comes back. Try to find a good middle ground, I would say, is the best point there. Long term, we want PvP to feel fair, dynamic, and rewarding. I do think they need to adjust rewards as well, guys, and matchmaking, but yeah, that's for a separate topic. Casual players heading out to the grind and compete at high levels early. Yes, we're hoping they need to make it easier for players to just get into PvP and also get the max rewards weekly. All right, next up, gear and customization upgrades. The module Essence Shop is being overhauled to allow more flexibility. In addition to the random way to obtain modules in Module Shop, in the future, players can also buy modules to confirm main attributes and sub. Okay, very cool. I know a lot of other games do that. That is nice. Now, how far in the future, though? Hopefully, they don't take too long on that. That means you guys can, like, straight up buy a, like, Swift Rush. Oh, wait. It says confirm main attributes and sub attributes. Hold up. So, in other games, you can choose, like, let's say, for example, Swift Rush, and then you can give it effect accuracy, but the subs would be random. They're saying we can actually choose the main attributes and sub attributes. And the module shop also lets you choose the exact set. So that's actually pretty powerful depending on how they introduce this. A new gear crafting system is wrapping up development and will be included in upcoming patches designed to give you greater control of your builds without relying on RNG alone. The system will be released to the players as an event that will routinely occur at least once per month. Okay. Another thing that I've seen in a lot of other games, it could be anything from like... you have to do like some missions, and then you will be able to pick the set. You'll be able to pick the main stat and pick some of the substats and determine where the roles go. Something along those lines. And it'll probably give you like 1 to 2 pieces of gear, probably a month, something like that. Sounds what they're looking at. Here's a small preview. So the module forge. Okay, let's see what they actually got here. So is this the event or is this the module shop, essence shop? I think this is the event here. Module forge. So you get to pick your main stat. You get to pick the set, the matrix. You get to pick the main stat, and then we get to pick the sub stats. Very cool. And then it looks like also refined attributes, base attributes. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what they mean between base and refine, but it looks like you can... It looks like it rolls a certain way, and then you can pick to maybe adjust 3 of them. Or all of them. They only chose 3 because maybe they wanted the attack bonus. I wonder if that's random, though, because I don't think he would pick effect accuracy, effect res again. This time they got a new HP roll. Okay, so it sounds like you get to pick you get to pick the main stat, you get to pick the set, and then you get to re-roll maybe the attributes a few times. Or no, actually, hold on. What does this mean here? Oh, you can lock and keep it and then roll it. That's what it is. So they lock the attack, they lock the speed, and then they're going to roll some new attributes. Okay, so there is some kind of customization. It's not like you pick all the substats, but yeah, anything to help us get more gear. That's pretty cool, I guess, on a monthly basis, sure. I'm not complaining about gear that we can, you know, at least... You can't pick the perfect piece of gear, but you can at least really kind of mold it to be much better than a random drop, most likely. Inferno Rango, help is on the way. We know the Inferno Rango boss has been a wall from any we're addressing directly. The new banner is coming that features character design. Ah, I am not a fan of this, guys. I don't want units to help with Rango. Just nerf Rango. Now we have a unit. I hope this unit is good outside of Rango. That's what I'm fearing. I don't want a unit just to kill one boss. So I would rather them just nerf Rango and just have a unique character that maybe could be good there, but is also just good in other areas of the game. Each animus has been tested in various ways, specifically against Rango. We have found the content to be much easier. All right, whatever. Not a big fan of that kind of design, guys. And I do know this character on the right. We saw her in one of the previous character trailers. I know she's in the game files already. You can actually find an emote of her face, or the, like, what do you call it, avatar icon. Okay, future events. We have seen your feedback regarding these events. While you know we're listening, many players have been discussing dissatisfaction with RNG. Yeah. Although there are many players who are able to receive incredible rewards, we understand this is the case. Not every player is like taking risks. For those who would prefer to play it safe, should have fixed reward options that don't rely on RNG. In the next run of the Dreamscape event, we'll make sure to include fixed reward options for these players. Why do I feel like they're missing the point here? Maybe they're not. I think they're talking about the random lattice RNG. I really hope, though, guys. My main complaint, too, is that if they want to include keys to buy for whales to get additional grinding done in that mode, at least let free-to-plays max out the lattice fragments in the shop. If you guys didn't know this, you can't max out the lattice fragments without buying keys. You do have to buy like a handful to even get the lattice box, the guaranteed ones. I'm not talking about the RNG ones. So I hope it's more than just that. Global launch celebration. Our game will be officially available in many parts of the world. China, Japan, South Korea. Cool. We make sure you guys are pleased with the rewards. All right, so it sounds like we're going to get some free stuff. That's good. They turn for the exact dates and to claim all the acclaim rewards. It's a perfect time to bring in new friends. This is just a snapshot of what's in motion behind the scenes. We'll be continuing our best efforts for all our regions so we can have more exciting competition in the future. More importantly, we're here to listen. Please continue sharing your feedback. Stay constructive. We'll all be competing future tournaments together. Stay tuned. Thanks for being a huge part of the journey. We hope to see many. Okay, guys, overall... there's some nice stuff in here, but I feel like I wish there was a little more like direct changes. A lot of it kind of seems like we're listening, we're kind of playing it by ear, but I would have liked to see more hands-on. For example, I really like that the fact that they're cutting Ember Trek in half in terms of what we do. Love that. Really, really like this. But that's kind of where, is that the only like direct thing we're sort of receiving? I guess the Rango's not even getting nerfed though. You're gonna have to pull one of these characters, which, hey, listen, at the end of the day, if you think I'm needlessly crying or whatever, I think that's fair. But in my opinion, as someone that, by the way, guys, I already have multiple teams, Lilium and Yelly, that can clear this in under a minute. I just want players to be able to farm Rango without having to. I think my biggest thing is that I don't want to pull a character that's designed to kill Rango. Instead, I feel like we could have just toned him down like we did with Nico Nana a bit. Or the other PvE nerfs when we toned down Teramaton. And then we're free to kind of design these characters to be... I know like people in the game right now want either a better cleanser, like a soul or a healer with a better cleanse, or like, you know, some cleave options. I'm not a cleaver, but I know players have been begging for cleave. And now that we have to keep Rango Kutsu in mind, I just hope that doesn't kind of mitigate or at least limit the design potential on these units. But whatever. It is what it is. At least players will be able to, if they're really good at clearing Rango, then that's an option. Let me know what y'all think on that front. In terms of the Dreamscape, in terms of the rewards, I kind of wish there was just a little more like stuff coming directly, like the PvP balance. They're also still in the air. If they're going to do a mid-seasons balance patch, there's no mention of an animus reset event. I would have liked to see a little more, but overall, this is good. It does show they're listening. It does show they're addressing some of the stuff. I just wanted to see just a bit more like direct changes coming right now, or at least some kind of, I don't know, anything else, a little bit more direct stuff. Like, I guess this module forge is pretty cool. It's coming eventually. This one's not even coming yet, though. That's going to be in an upcoming patch. So a lot of this is kind of wait and see. I think really the main thing is just the Ember Trek is the main direct thing. The Animus skins is also like it's in the works. We don't know when that's coming. Phantom Theater is still going to be slow in a slog. They didn't even address Phantom Theater or the 2x farming events. I would have liked to see X5 battle. The fact that they were throwing this in for Union Boss is great. Can we throw this in Phantom Theater? Can we throw this in Threshold farming during 2x events? That'll be a start as well. Anyways, quick edit, guys. I just realized as I was about to start editing that they didn't really address lattices or reconfigure chips, which I almost could have sworn C on the Discord said they were going to talk about reconfig chips, and the lattice not even being... If I control F lattice here, is there anything? No matches. Okay. Nothing about lattice even being close to discussed. Oh, man. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I need to make an apology to people that if you stop by my YouTube or Twitch live stream today, I was mentioning that there was a few people that said, Car, I'm happy with the game, but I am a little worried that I'm going to be disappointed. And I kind of pushed back. And I'm so sorry to anyone that was... If you were watching and you were one of those... I was wrong. I think there is a way to kind of be a little disappointed here. The fact that they didn't really address lattice, reconfig chips, the animus reconfigure, the reset event, that was kind of in the air. But I feel like they kind of missed the point overall on a majority of what was discussed. There are some nice things, but the fact that, you know, just to rehash it, a lot of it is kind of wait and see. We're listening. I would have really liked to see a little more direct changes. Maybe the rewards they're talking about here, guys, could include the global launch rewards. Could have been some lattices or some reconfig chips, but show us that, right? Anyways, I'm not trying to be overly negative. Overall, if you are happy with the game, I do think this does show they're listening. I do think this means that the game will be improving, but I am a little, I can't lie. I do think I am a little disappointed overall with the lack of directs, you know, actual impactful changes coming soon. But maybe they can change our minds if they kind of hustle with a lot of this stuff that's being talked about here. And yeah, I'm a little worried about going on my live stream tomorrow, because I think some people may have some words for me when I told them, you know, this should be a great thing. Anyways, it is a good thing for some of it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Just be, you know, at least be constructive. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys. Much love.